Should boosting be allowed in old school RuneScape? Well, probably not. But it is, apart from Bounty Hunter, because that's for PKs, and we got a different set of rules for them. Anyway, you genuinely won't believe some of the insane strategies that they are now thinking up to boost you at all kinds of content. But first, as always, just for a little bit of fun, there's an item hidden within the video worth over 10 billion GP, and the first person to find it gets it. So if you don't know what boosters are, they're usually highly skilled players that do content for you, meaning you can leech some or all of it, and they charge you various amounts of GP for the privilege. As long as it's paid with GP within the game and not real world money, and you're not account sharing, it's allowed. Like me, you probably presume boosters are just doing things like the Chambers of Zerak and Tombs of Amaska, where they essentially carry you through a raid, and whilst they do that, the whole thing has evolved to a completely new level. Take the Chaos Elemental for example. If you want the pet as a hardcore Iron Man, you have to risk high level wilderness in a multi-combat area, with practically zero chance of escape even if just 2 PKs come for you, let alone a team. Well, they've developed a strategy to lure the Chaos Elemental here for you on 2 different worlds where it is safe spotted. That means that you can log in here and attack it without it ever attacking you back. The reason that is so important is because if you aren't being attacked in the wilderness, you aren't classed as in combat, even if you're attacking. And you can then log out or hot worlds immediately away from any PKs that turn up. The price for that in this Discord is 20 million GP per hour for 2 worlds, or 25 million if you want 3. And even that I think is pretty cheap. Most of these players will be able to do level 500 Tombs of Amaska, which is 15 million per hour, and Duo Next, which is 20 million per hour. So whilst it seems a lot, compared to what they can make in other ways, it's probably less than it should be if I'm being honest. Now I personally never boost because I like to do things myself, but if I did, I'd do that just for faster kills because let's be honest, the Chaos Elemental sucks. Another thing that they do is monkey dancing. Yeah, I thought the same when I read it. Anyway, what this is, you know it's an absolute pain to stack the monkeys to chin them in the caves? Well, they just put 2 accounts here that do that follow each other dance and it does it all for you. So you AFK chin for 10 minutes at a time. It looks so chill, it's ridiculous, and they've just took the best magic and range training in the entire game and made it even more XP per hour. It probably sounds like I'm promoting them and I'm really not. I don't even think it should be allowed, but that's not their fault and I just love how clever these methods are. That one is 6 million GP per hour, and the black chins cost just over 6 million per hour, and red chins about 2 million an hour, so it does increase your total cost by quite a bit, but probably about 20% more XP, and to essentially be AFK at the same time. They also do pet boosting at pretty much every boss that you can think of. Abyssal Sire, Seracnus, Calified Queen, Giant Mole by using energy transfer on a Lunar Spellbook to give you 100% special attack and then letting you get the first spec in before attacking on a ton of other accounts. I asked them how many they use for this and the clip isn't just for show, they actually use 8 to 10 accounts to do this, so the kills must be incredibly fast. These ones are really expensive, but yeah, 8 to 10 accounts needed, I was kind of expecting it to be honest. The kills you get per hour is pretty insane, 60 corp kills, so that's 1 per minute, which is around 10 times faster than you can solo. These are all the prices and kills per hour that you can expect from this, and it will definitely drain your cash stack. The minimum kills is 100, so for Calified Queen that's 90 million GP, and the pet is 1 in 3,000. That pet will cost you an average of 2.7 billion GP, so definitely one for the richer players. The other thing they do is they tank for you. Even though this is just a quality of life one, Demonic Gorillas without having your hand falling off actually looks amazing. To me, these are like blackjacking. I've got 30 minutes in me max before I start to question my entire existence. They also do at the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil, which is a safe spot anyway, so I'm not sure why anyone actually uses that one, but they do if anyone wants to use it. They do Barbarian Assault even if you're under 20 health points, which is unreal. I'm guessing they must put a healer on you full time to be able to do that, or maybe you just go the healer and just faceplant the spring all game so you don't die and then they do the rest. The next one is quite interesting because last leagues I went dry and it took me 3 hours to get one Gout Tuber. Do you need to buy a service for 25 million to find one? Well, of course not, but they offer this too now and I guess people pay it just because it's a bit of a pain. They also do a spec transfer for 10 million per hour per account, and this essentially allows you to either kill things much quicker or get faster melee XP. I remember a friend of mine doing this in Spugger's challenge when he used this method in 4th dungeon on the spiders with just a dragon 2-handed sword, and the XP he was getting was insane by just constantly speccing. There's probably a ton of other places that you could do this too, including Corp. 2 account spec transferring you is 20 million per hour, and that would make kills much faster too, without having to pay for the other service of 8 to 10 accounts to boost you here, which is 140 mil per hour. They also do pretty much every combat achievement now as well, apart from the things that you have to solo like Inferno, but every raid they offer a boost for each achievement, although a few get a limited amount of tries, which I think is because you have to participate in those ones and you can mess up the achievement yourself. The price of these ones vary, with things like 5-man Theat of Blood speedrunner costing a lot more because it requires 4 other highly skilled players and you have to complete the whole raid to get it, whereas Perfect Kefri can be done by 1 player and you don't need to complete everything. Then we have the big ones that most people have heard about, and how they do the Tombs of Amaska is so smart. The Krondis puzzle room doesn't have a cap on points, and every time you water the tree in the middle you get 200 points. So running that constantly for about 70 minutes will give you the maximum amount of points that you can get in the raid anyway, which is 64,000. It's a duo on level 475, so it seems like the other guy finishes a duo level 475 raid by themselves, which is just crazy. The whole thing takes 2.5 hours, but you have a 30% chance of a purple and you don't have to take part in any of the boss kills. It's 250 mil for 30% chance of a purple, 325 mil for a 37% chance, or if you don't want to rely on any RNG, you can just pay 800 mil to keep going until you actually get one. The average loot from 1 purple though is 79 million GP right now, and on average you need 24 for a shadow, so this will cost you 17 billion GP for average RNG. There's also some cheaper boosts though, so if you just wanted a thread or a jewel, it's just 15 mil per kill. Chambers of Zerak purples are a similar price, but unlike Tombs of Amaska, these mega scales only take 50 minutes. However, you have to be far more active and actually participate in all parts of it just so you get enough points. It looks like they do the more difficult parts though, like running the head, and you just sit on the melee hand. In the Theat of Blood and this one, it just appears to be the achievements that they're boosting at the moment, but it also includes the hard mode ones too. Next is the same, but I guess if you just want safe purples here as a hardcore, you can just go to the masses. Every achievement, they must be finding ways to complete it, even if the person leeching is doing completely the wrong thing, and I find this so interesting, where players are working out brand new strategies within the game. Jagex shouldn't allow boosting, but they do, and these discords are just setting up a service, so I don't actually blame them at all. This Discord called Oldskool Boosting has been really good to me, allowing me to use their videos, so I'll drop a link in the description, and if you know any other unique Discords with some interesting stuff in them, please let me know. There's so many good Discords out there at the minute that not many players know about, including myself. Lastly, I have a bit of a special this Sunday. What you do if you have a load of GP and you don't real world trade and you love doing from scratch videos? Well, I thought I might as well do a massive hidden item event. Loads of you seem to enjoy that. So I'm going to do a video just on that with 250 million prizes starting 6 o'clock UK time this Sunday with loads of items just for a little bit of fun.